Coaches, my name is Urban Meyer. I'm the wide receiver coach at Notre Dame. In the tape we're going to do today, we're going to take, we have Malcolm Johnson with us and Benny Gabo. I'm going to take you through our entire route tree and give you every route, first of all against soft corner, against roll corner, cover two, jam corner, and then finally press corner. We're going to take each route and break it down fundamentally and teach you the different techniques against the different defensive back looks we're going to see during the course of a game or course of a year. Okay, we're going to start and get right into it. We're going to start with our quick passing game. We're going to have Malcolm, first of all, our quick passing game is all off the steps against the soft corner. Our stance, if you remember from first tape, will be an inside foot up sprinter stance against a soft corner and a roll corner. As he comes up in a bump and run look, come on up in a bump and run look, we're going to balance up, get our hands up ready, and get ready for the two-way go off a release, okay? So back again, let's start with our quick passing game. Our quick passing game is all timed off the three-step drop. It has to Coaches, my name is Urban Meyer. I'm the wide receiver coach at Notre Dame. In the tape we're going to do today, we're going to take, we have Malcolm Johnson with us and Benny Gabo. I'm going to take you through our entire route tree and give you every route, first of all against soft corner, against roll corner, cover two, jam corner, and then finally press corner. We're going to take each route and break it down fundamentally and teach you the different techniques against the different defensive back looks we're going to see during the course of a game or course of a year. Okay, we're going to start and get right into it. We're going to start with our quick passing game. We're going to have Malcolm, first of all, our quick passing game is all off the steps against the soft corner. Our stance, if you remember from first tape, will be an inside foot up sprinter stance against a soft corner and a roll corner. As he comes up in a bump and run look, come on up in a bump and run look, we're going to balance up, get our hands up ready, and get ready for the two-way go off a release, okay? So back again, let's start with our quick passing game. Our quick passing game is all timed off the three-step drop. It has to time up with the quarterback's drop, so our route is all off the steps, all right? For example, our hitch, we have our inside foot up. That's going to be a five-step hitch, okay? On our slant, there's going to be a three-step slant, okay? And then our fade, we're not going to do off the steps. That's off according to the coverage play. Okay, let's start off with the first and most fundamental route in our route tree is the quick hitch. Okay, Malcolm's going to get in our stance. All we're going to do here is we're going to come off 1, 2, 3 and push 1, 2, 3 and then burst 4, 5. As you hear, we start talking through these routes, there'll always be a punch and usually a burst involved in the route. What we're trying to get, our whole objective is try to get the defensive back out of his comfort zone and not be able to just plant and drive in a normal back pedal. So everything we do with a punch and a burst, we're trying to get the defensive back to open up his hips and to get him out of there and create cushion so we can catch the ball and run with it after the catch. We're going to jog through the route one time, and then I'm going to go over there and we're going to do it full speed with the ball, and I'm going to throw it to him. Okay, let's start off first of all with a hitch. Against a soft corner, all we're going to do is have a sprinter stance. We have to, through body position, body language, we want the defensive back to make him think this, the receiver to make the defensive back think this is a streak route, okay, to create cushion. So Malcolm's going to get in a sprinter stance, get his hands up and a running ready, and on command, we're just jogging through this. It's going to be 1, 2, 3, and then it's going to be 4, 5 bursts. Drop your pads and make the defensive back think you're running by him, and then snap back and catch the ball. Okay, just 3, 4 speed. Hitch, set, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Boom. Plant, catch the ball. All right, I'm going to throw one to him. We'll come right back with the slant. All right, here we go. Hitch against soft corner. Hitch against soft corner. Set, hit. Okay, coming back. Now against bump and run. Obviously, we won't work against the roll corner because you convert that to a fade. But against bump and run, inside press, we're going to keep this on. Now, we have to get a good 6 yards, making sure the defensive back thinks we're blowing by and running a streak. Then we're going to use a throw-by technique once we get to the 6 yards. We're going to be running like this, get our eyes and all body language, making the defensive back think we're running a streak or 9 route. Once we get to 6 yards, we're going to plant the outside foot, throw them by, and the quarterback's taught to throw this thing on time as you're making the receiver or a defensive back run and to cover the deep route. Okay, here we go against bump and run. First of all, we're going to jog through it, then I'm going to throw one to him. All right, here we go. Set, go. And turn around, throw him by. Good. Okay, now full speed one time. Once again, body language, eyes are critical against bump and run. We want this guy right here to be thinking that the ball is going deep, so he turns and reacts for the deep throw. All right, hitch, here we go. Against bump and run, full speed. Set, go. Okay, good. All right, the third route that we use is called a slant. Okay, first of all, against a soft corner. Once again, this is all done off of time. We're going to keep our same stance. We're going to go 3 big steps. Now, in the third step, all we're going to do is give the appearance like we're just leaning to the outside, and we're going to slam and use weave technique to run a slant. Okay, so we have a good stance. It's going to be 1, 2, lean and punch. Get your head and shoulders, just trying to get the defensive back to lock up a little bit, kick out, and you're running a slant at a 45-degree angle, gaining separation from the defensive back, okay? Once again, 3 big steps. We don't want to take short steps. We want to get gain as much ground as possible. 3 big steps and run a slant. First of all, against a soft corner. Okay, just soft. 3 steps slant. Set, break. Okay, good. Hustling back. Now we'll go a slant against a roll corner, okay? In the first tape, in the receiver fundamental tape, we talked about releases against a soft corner. Well, I mean against the cover 2 corner. Okay, he's in a jam technique. We're going to attack his technique. Move in here a little bit for the camera. Okay, we want to attack hard outside or attack the stick technique release, which we talked about earlier. I'm going to attack his outside hand or attack his technique. All we're trying to do is widen the throwing lane for the quarterback in a cover 2 zone defense. And it's going to be 1, 2, 3 at his outside hand and get him to widen. If he makes collision, use your hands and get off the jam and get in there, and now you created separation between the flat defender and curl defender in a cover 2 look. All right, here we go. Slant against a 2-deep structure and a roll corner. All right, big 3 steps, and we're going to attack his technique, not quite out as far outside. All right, here we go. Big 3 steps. Slant against cover 2. Set, break. Boom, get in there. All right, that's a good look. Now we'll go slant against a bump and run. Bump and run corner inside press, okay? The release we use, first of all, we balance up our stance, and in tape 1 we talked about releases. Now we're going to go against inside press, and we're going to use a self-fade grab and pull release. And what we're going to try to accomplish here, we're going to use a lazy release or self-fade. I got my inside foot up. As I see press, once again, I balance myself up, get my hands up so I avoid the jam with the defensive back. On the snap, I'm going to take off and get running. We're going to try to lock the defensive back up. The only way you can do that is go a good 3 steps to try to get him to cross over. So it's turn, run, run, and run. When he crosses over and you get him in this kind of position, that's what you're looking for. You're going to take the inside hand, throw him by, grab, and you're going to run your slant against the bump and run inside press defensive back. All right, here we go. Let's go first of all 3, 4 speed, then we'll go 1 full speed. Inside press, man, you're running a slant, 3, 4 speed. Okay, self-fade, grab and pull. Set, break. Very good. Next one's full speed. Make sure, Malcolm, you're running. Don't be running like this. You want the receiver. You have a tendency sometime on a lazy release, you want to run like this and keep his hand in this position. That's taken away from your momentum. You want to run like, just run. Get him going, and then slam and come underneath. Okay, self-fade, grab and pull. Against inside press, you're running a slant. Full speed. All right, here we go. Set, break. 1, 2, 3, bam. Good. Okay, the final route we're going to work on, which was a big play for us a year ago, is the fade. Fade, obviously, is a route you like mostly in the red zone or against bump and run man. It's also not bad against a soft corner where you can eat the cushion. We'll first talk about that. If a defensive back is playing way off, we're not going to run a fade. As he comes a little tighter or they get in a position where they want to squat on you, we're going to attack the cushion. We're going to actually attack his inside hand, trying to lock him up to the inside, eat the cushion, and we're going to try to make almost contact, get as close enough where you can almost grab his jersey. I always tell him get close enough so you can grab his jersey as he backpedals. This is playing a catch technique. You got soft coverage, but you squatted about 8 yards. Okay? So as he comes pushing off the ball, I'm trying to get in his cushion. I'm going to try to grab his jersey. I'm attacking his inside hand, trying to lock him up. I'm going to give a punch, and then I'm going to grab and pull and go outside and fade to the football. Okay? A couple key coaching points on any, whether it's against bump and run or whether it's against soft man coverage or soft coverage. As I get by him, I want to close him off. I want to be in this kind of relationship and have him shut him down. I don't want to run by a guy and let him turn the other way. I don't want to have him have the ability to turn and wall me off. Okay, let's review that one more time. We call this closing off or closing out the defensive back. As you get up on him, you come around him. We're going to try to close him up and get him on our hip pocket and have the ball thrown over and fade to the ball over your outside shoulder. Okay? Here's the wrong way to do it. You don't eat the cushion and you just release outside. He turns and runs with you. Now that's got to be a perfect throw, and it's almost an impossible completion rate. Okay? All right, here we go. First against the soft corner, we squats about 6, 7 yards, 3/4 speed, eat the cushion, close them off, and then fade to the ball. All right, a fade against the soft corner. Set, go. Okay, close them off. Okay, good. Okay, now coming back. Okay, fade against a roll corner. Okay, cover 2. Okay, we're going to use something we call a best 9 once again, or a best release. We're going to aim 4 yards outside. Okay, and we're going to read the shoulder. As he takes off to the outside, if I see a soft shoulder, I'm going to take it and the ball's going to be dropped in the hole. If I see him overreact and he gives me a hard shoulder, I'm going to slip back inside, get my width back, and catch a football. Okay, this is a fade against a 2-deep or rolled corner. The release technique we're going to use is called a best release. That means we're going to go inside or outside depending on the outside shoulder of the defensive back. If he overplays and he's firm with this hand and this shoulder, I'm going to slip inside and get my width back, okay? If I have a soft shoulder, a lazy technique where he's giving it to you, we're going to take an outside release and sit in the hole and try to catch the ball. Okay, this is a fade against cover 2. First look's going to be a soft shoulder. Our aiming point is 4 yards outside, not quite as far outside. Aiming point is 4 yards outside the defensive back. If he gives you a soft shoulder, take it. That's what we're going to do right now. All right, here we go. Cover 2, fade. Set, break. Okay, next one coming back. Okay, we're going to overplay now. Now our corner here is going to give him a hard shoulder. We're going to aim 4 yards outside, and he's going to panic. The defensive back's going to panic, cross over, and not let him outside. Malcolm's going to slip back inside and get his width back. All right, cover 2, you got to fade. Best release, you got a hard shoulder this time. Aim 4 yards outside, I'm overplay, redirect, slip inside. Set, break. Boom, get inside. Okay, good. Okay, that's our basic quick passing game. Next thing we'll get into is our 5-step rhythm drop passing game, which will be our outs, curls, and medium range level passes. Okay, the next group of routes we're going to work on today are the medium range or middle range passes, usually correlated with the 5-step drop by the quarterback. These routes usually take place anywhere with a depth from 6 to 15, 16 yards. Okay, we're going to take you right down the route tree, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. 0 being the outside option route or the outside receiver in the smash game. We call it a bar route. The 1 is going to be the arrow route or flat route by the inside receiver. 2 is going to be the crosser or drag route, and 3 is going to be the speed out, and finally 4 will be our medium range curl route. Okay, let's first start with our 0 or bar route. Malcolm, just move out here a little bit. This is normally done from a 2-receiver set where his job is to occupy the flat, okay? But his job also is to find the flat defender, and it's used in the smash route where the inside receiver is running that 12 to 25-yard corner. A lot of teams do this, and the outside guy works the flat area, okay? There's a bunch of different techniques that we've used over the years. The last 2 years, I think we've come up with the best as far as giving the quarterback an easy read off the flat defender. Okay, the first look's going to be against a soft corner, okay? First of all, a soft corner, Malcolm's in his stance right here. His first objective is to find the flat defender. He has to recognize coverages. You got a soft corner out here. Normally speaking, inside here is going to be your strong safety or flat defender. Your job is to slide away from the flat defender, okay? If your inside receiver takes an inside release, most likely, off a film study, you have to develop this, he's going to push 6 yards. He's going to find that flat defender. If that flat defender is staying inside, if he's staying inside, we'll slide out away from him and then catch the football and get upfield. If the flat defender starts getting a lot of width, we'll slide out much harder and catch the ball and get upfield. And finally, the last look, which rarely happens, he pushes 6 yards, the flat defender buzzes the flat, he's allowed to work inside and find a hole. So basically, this is an outside option route or smash route involved normally in tandem with an inside receiver running the corner, but your objective is to occupy the outside flat area. Okay, first he's going to just hitch and slide, very simple, against a soft corner. I'll throw the ball and get you upfield. Okay, this is against a cover 3 look or a zone soft corner look. Outside receiver running an option or smash route. Set, break, he's going to hitch and he's going to slide out. Okay, good. All right, next look will be against the cover 2 look or cover 2 corner, where he's now about 4 or 5, right on his outside eye. Right on his outside eye. Here's a flat defender. That's the quarterback's going to read this. The inside receiver is going to run a corner route with it. Okay, so you can picture this. It'll be about a 25-yard route over the top. The quarterback's going to read him. We're going to invite collision. That means we're going to push off on the jam. We're going to drop our pads, get into them. We're going to push 1, 2, 3, plant the outside foot, turn, and get your width right back out and get out in the flat area. Quarterback on this type of pass, combination pass with the inside receiver, takes a 5-step drop with a hitch. All he's doing is read the corner. The reason we come in on this, we want this corner to either make a decision to follow the X, and we'll drop it over his head, or he's going to let him go and bail off, and it'll give us a quick read for the quarterback to make the right throw. All right, this is an outside option route or a smash route against a cover 2 rolled corner. All right, invite collision, burst 1, 2, 3, then come back out hard. All right, here we go. Set, go. Then you get depth, and he comes back out, and you're putting it on him. Okay, the final look for a smash route or a bar game out here will be against inside press. Okay, all we're going to do here, he's got man-to-man coverage. We have a receiver in here. We're going to tell Malcolm on this against bump and run, we want to give the appearance that you're running a drag route. You take it all the way into the stem of the inside receiver. So if I was the inside receiver in a twins look, I'll be right about here. We got inside press on Malcolm on the snap. He's going to take a lazy wham, take off the stem of the inside receiver. Get your hands up, good technique, set, go. He's just going to take off. The guy's going to run with him. Once he gets to the stem of the inside receiver, he's going to plant and try to gain separation and run away. So this is the smash route against bump and run where you're trying to gain separation from a defensive back. 3-4 speed here. All right, inside press, set, hit, run, plant, get back out. Very good. Okay, that's a 0 route in our route tree. We're going to go right to the 1 route. And the 1 route is our arrow, or out flat route against, usually in a twin set. Okay, this will be a 2-receiver set. Outside receiver out here, Malcolm has a 1 route. He's an inside receiver, first against zone coverage. All we're going to do is push up 1, 2, and gain ground to 3 to 4 yards max, usually in conjunction with a curl where you're trying to get out of the way of the curl as fast as you can. Catch it, or if you don't catch it in stride, once you get 3 to 4 yards from the sideline, you start slowing down and pounding your feet and then catching the ball and settle in this area. Okay? Quick review, this is called a 1 route or arrow, where your job is to clear the flat defender for a curl usually behind you. Okay, you sit and hold the curl and I'll throw it to you. You're up on the ball. Cover 3 and he's just hanging the curl. All right, this is the arrow route. A little different. It used to be thrown several years ago. Used to run this route just gaining ground to 6 yards. That's a hard throw and a hard catch for the receiver, hard throw for the quarterback. We've changed it. We're pushing up 2 big steps. Then we're flattening it out and making an easier throw and catch for the quarterback and for the receiver. All right, here we go. Arrow route against zone. Sit, break. Okay, good. And we won't work that against a cover 2 look or a bump and run look right now. I'll tell you what, we will work it against bump and run. Okay, our receivers are taught it's one route against bump and run. Anytime you get bumped, we're going to do something we call a staircase, and this is critical in the next route. So we got inside press. Okay, we want to give the defensive back the threat of going vertical. Anytime you give a defensive back in press a threat of going vertical, you're opening them up and giving yourself a chance to leverage them and run away. Okay, and I'll show you the drag route's the next, and it's critical on this route also. Okay, I want you to push up 1, 2, staircase them and run it out. Okay, this is a one route or an arrow against bump and run man. You're trying to get open. All right, here we go. Set, break, lean up hard, separate. Did a nice job leaning upfield, separating, and then accelerating to the sideline. Usually, once again, in conjunction with a curl route by the outside receiver. Okay, from here, we're going to go on a drag route, okay? Excuse me. So Malcolm's our outside receiver. We're asking to run a 2 route. In our route tree, a 2 is a crossing route or a 6-yard drag. Critical to understand man or zone. The things we try to accomplish as you're running a crossing route, first of all, you find your safety, find your corner. If you can't determine man or zone, as you're running a drag, watch your linebackers. Linebackers step up, it's man. Linebackers drop and start getting depth, obviously it's zone. You never want to run through your zone on a drag or crossing route because obviously there's someone waiting for you on the other side. So it's important, and you can see, and we'll get going on it. You can see this from a distance now. I'll tell you, we'll start from the other side. Go and jog on the other side. Malcolm's going to run a drag route coming across. Right there is good. It's a zone coverage look where linebackers are getting depth. Once he gets to where a tight end would be on the other side of the ball, which would be about here, okay, we're going to have Malcolm start pounding his feet. This is a technique and a term we use to have a receiver settle in the hole and make sure the quarterback knows you're slowing down. Because a lot of times if you do this and you slow down, a quarterback will overlead you. We're going to ask him to pound his feet and physically turn his numbers to us as a quarterback. That tells us as a quarterback, once again, we're slowing down and don't lead us quite as far. Okay? All right, here we go. You got drag route or crossing route against zone coverage. You're just going to zone off, Benny. Malcolm's going to come across. Linebackers are going to get his drop. Once you get to where a tight end would be on this side, I want you to pound your feet. We're going to catch the ball and get upfield as fast as possible. Okay, this is a 6-yard crossing route. Set, break, zone coverage. Pound your feet. Good. Hey, nice job. The key coaching points, once again, the depth and everything can vary according to your passing game. The key points in a zone coverage, we don't want him to slow down like this because the quarterback has no idea if he's slowing down or accelerating. We want him to pound his feet and show the numbers. That also gives you the appearance you're slowing down. You can catch the ball and get upfield as fast as possible. Okay, against man-to-man. Okay, press man up on him. Cut it down a little bit, Malcolm. Okay, now we're going to, just like in the arrow route, we're going to staircase this. Malcolm's going to work inside, lean upfield for 5 yards, head and shoulder lean and separate, leverage them, and run away. This is the 2 route or crossing route against man coverage. All right, here we go. Inside press. You're going to win inside, lean upfield, leverage them, and run away. Set, break, inside, lean up, staircase them, and go. Good. We call that an actual, come here, Benny. This part of the route right here is what we call the staircase, where we went inside, and I'm in this kind of position. If I keep running, there's a chance he'll come underneath and either intercept the ball or knock it down. We're going to give the defensive back a threat of pushing upfield. We call that staircase. Once I went inside and I'm in this position, I want to stand him up. I want to break his momentum from going this way. I'm going to push upfield right now, lean back, and then gain separation in this manner. Okay? So that's a staircase part of a drag or crossing route. However, once again, the depth of your routes obviously are dependent on what type of drop your quarterback's taking or the routes in your passing game. Okay? Ours is a 6-yard crossing route. All right, from there, come on right on out here, Malcolm. Okay, back up. First, now we're going to go 3 routes. So we've got 0, 1, 2. Okay, let's go with a 3. 3, move in just a little bit. 3 is our speed out. Okay, and ours is our 3 route is in conjunction with a 5-step rhythm drop. It's a 10-yard, drop your hips, accelerate to 12, speed out. The key on this, the coaching points involved in this, we want to give the defensive back every opportunity to make him think we're going deep. okay? And we do not want to lose leverage. If the guy's way outside of us, we're going to run right at him. Okay, so move right over my outside half as he's bending. Okay, we want to give our eyes and our whole body language as if we're running by the guy. Okay, at the last point, once you hit 10 yards, you start to drop your hips, and you're going to roll over your outside foot and accelerate to the sideline, snapping your head around. The ball should be delivered on time. Okay, this is strictly a timing route. There obviously needs to be a lot of work and cooperation between the quarterback and the receiver, understanding when he's going to break, because this is what, obviously, anytime you throw an out cut, you don't want to be late with it, and you don't want to throw it behind him. So we don't want to cut this thing short. You want to go 10 yards, drop your pads, accelerate to 12. Okay? If you do not get the ball, you run out of bounds. Once again, this is a timing route. You never slow down on an out route, and the quarterback should never throw it late. All right, this is a 5-step rhythm drop, and not as far outside, Benny. And you're just going to play soft corner on this. All right, this is a 3 route against soft coverage. A 10 to 12-yard rollover out, speed out. Set, break, accelerate to 10, drop your pads, get out. Good. Okay, we're not going to work against cover 2 because we would adjust this route. It's not a very good route in the cover 2. There's 0 chance of completion. So something we're going to do against bump and run now. Okay, inside press. We're going to use something we've talked about in the previous tape called a lazy release, where we want the defensive back there to be 0 chance he's going to be in the lane, cannot be in the line of fire for the quarterback. So we're going to use something called a lazy release, balance up like we did previously, set break. We're going to get him running, and we're going to give our eyes and body language, once again, make the defensive back think we're running a 9 route. Okay, squeezing as much as we can for leverage. Okay, never letting him push us out into our route because he could break underneath. We want to squeeze, start to get your eyes back at the quarterback and looking downfield, getting ready for a 9 route. Okay, once you hit 10 yards, we're going to leverage into him, and you're going to physically push and separate, accelerating to the sideline. Against bump and run, you always want to lose a little bit of ground so there's no chance of him coming underneath. So this actually turns into a 12, back to 11, out cut against bump and run man. Okay, so you can go 12, plant, and come back down. You want to leverage him as much as you can, then come out of the break. Okay, this is just going to be 3-4 speed. Bump and run man, 3 route. Set, break, lazy release, leverage back, bam. Very good. Doing a great job leveraging a defensive back, not letting them come back and be able to speed cut and come break underneath. Okay, that's a 3 route against soft and against bump and run man. From there, we're going to go to 4 route. We're just moving down the route tree. 4 route is our basic curl. Okay, curls here at Notre Dame are usually done with a little bit tighter splits than a lot of people, and we're never going to stem it in. What I mean is we're going to, if at all, we're going to just use a tight weave, which is something we taught earlier in the tape, in the first tape. And a tight weave is simply this. As we accelerate off the ball, we want to give him an appearance for running a post route. Once I get 8 to 10 yards, this is a 14-yard curl. Once I get 8 to 10, I'm just going to slam my outside foot. All right, good head and shoulder, hard fake, and slightly give him an appearance like we're running inside, running a post. Slam it, get running to 14 yards, and the top end of the curl route is going to be, I'm going to plant my outside foot, I'm going to burst into my route, and I'm going to kick back, throw my elbow out of the way, throw my shoulder out of the way, and work directly back to the quarterback. Not back down to stem, directly back to the quarterback. In man-to-man, we teach our quarterbacks to throw this on the plant on a 5-step rhythm drop. In zone coverage, when you have to let a curl flat develop, it's all 5 steps in a hitch. All right, here we go. First against soft coverage, Benny. Okay, this is simply a 14-yard curl. At about 8 to 10, he's going to slam his outside foot. At about 12, he's going to burst into it. He's going to drop his pads, break down, plant off his outside foot, kick back to the ball, catch the ball, and we try to get back to the sideline after the catch on a curl route. All right, here we go. Curl against soft corner. Ready? Hit. Punch it. Boom. Very good. Very good. All right, curl against the cover 2 look or rolled corner. All right, Malcolm's up here. We got cover 2 right on his outside half. We're going to use something called a stick release. Stick release, we're aiming at the outside hand or aiming at his technique. We want to stretch the throwing lanes of the defense. So we're going to attack his outside, hoping he gets to just redirect a little bit. We don't want to aim further outside than his outside hand because we don't want to lose leverage on the corner. So we're going to aim at his outside hand. Hopefully the defensive back, get him to just stretch a little bit. Use a slap by, use a slap by and low drive as we go by, ripping upfield, getting our 12 yards, and coming back. All we've tried to do is gain separation from the curl defender and widen the throwing lanes between the corner, which is the flat defender, and the drop back or whoever is the curl defender. All right, here we go. Just so you got this picture, normally in conjunction with this, your inside receiver is running a swing or an arrow. Outside receiver is running a curl. Against cover two, the objective is to widen the throwing lane. Okay, we call this a stick release. Aim at his outside hand. We're going to slap him, low drive, get your 12 to 14-yard depth, and work back to the ball. Anytime cover two, this is a 5-step and a hitch for the quarterback. All right, here we go. Set, break, boom, good. Great job getting his width back. If you don't get your width back, you'll get funneled into here, and the curl defender will be underneath your route. You want to stretch the throwing lanes between your curl and flat defender. All right, let's go curl against bump. Here, take some coaching. This is either two-man, man under, or it's man-to-man. Obviously, this is the hardest route you can't have against a bump defender. Okay, we're going to use something called a lazy release. Lazy release is any time you want to not have the chance of having that defensive back being the flight line of the quarterback. Okay, so for example, if I have bump and run man, and he's not to the point where he's too far inside where there's still a chance I can win inside, we're going to call an in, out, in, or lazy inside with lazy release. And all I want to do is here is my inside foot's up. I'm going to take off to the inside right now, get inside position on him, and start to leverage him back. Give my whole body language and visualization of I'm running deep and get him to think I'm going deep. Once I hit my 10 to 12 area, I'm going to start accelerating my arms and then burst to 14 yards, plant, and come back and give the quarterback an unobstructed throw with the defensive back not being in his vision. Okay? So this is against the defensive back bump and run that's not too far inside. There's still a chance you can win inside with a leverage release. All right, lazy with leverage release against an inside press corner, running a curl. All right, 3-4 speed. Set, break, lean back hard, leverage hard, wham. Very good. Very good. The whole purpose of the lazy release is trying to keep the defensive back on an upfield shoulder. Okay, from there now, let's go inside press. This is to the point where the defensive back is so far inside, it's a hard inside technique, you cannot win inside. There's just going to be a big collision. We're going to let the receiver take off on an outside lazy release where we want the defensive back to think that I'm just running by the guy. So my man's far inside, there's no chance of me winning inside. Set, break, I'm just taking off and getting running. Everything, once again, I keep saying his body language and eye focus is making him think. As he's checking your eyes out, he's checking your body language. You got to be digging it like you're going deep. Once you hit 12 yards, I want to burst, get the arms accelerating. Once I hit 14, I'm going to try to grab anything I can, push him by, throw him by, and return to the quarterback to catch the ball. This year, this is the normal route technique we use on a curl against bump and run man coverage. All right, once again, against the guy that's taking away your inside leverage release, you're going to go outside lazy release with a throw-by technique at the top end. 14 yards, Malcolm, 3-4 speed. All right, accelerate the arms. Set, break, arms, 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 throw-by. Very good. Very good. Very good. Notice we're also always trying on curl routes, whenever possible, catch the ball and get to the sideline. Much less traffic in there for the run after the catch. Okay, the next group of routes we're going to discuss are the long range or the 16 to 22-yard range routes where it's in conjunction with a 7-step drop by the quarterback. Okay, the next on the route tree will be 5, 6, and 7. 5 being our comeback route. Okay, our comeback route changes according to each coverage or each look that our wide receiver sees. Okay, for example, Malcolm's up here. If we see a quarters or cover 3 type look where the corner's playing an outside leverage, but he's letting us eat the cushion, we're going to attempt to get 12 to 14 yards. This is an 18 back to 16-yard route, once again in conjunction with a 7-step drop by the quarterback. His objective is to eat the cushion as much as he can. The term I always use with him is grab the shirt of the defensive back. That means you do nothing until you get up in this relationship with him and you're attacking, you're a threat to him. Because you can make all the moves you want, and if you haven't closed that cushion, he's going to sit in his back pedal because you're not a threat. Become a threat, how do you do that? Close the cushion. Just like when we talked about discussed the stock block earlier, one advantage we have is the cushion. One advantage he has anytime he's playing coverage is the cushion. We're trying to eliminate that, go grab his shirt. So on all these deeper routes, you can run whatever you want, but unless you eat that cushion, become a threat to the defensive back, it's hard to get yourself open and create room or create separation for the run after the catch. All right, we're going to try attempt. This is an 18 back to 16-yard route. I'm going to push off, or Malcolm's going to push off. We're going to have him backpedal. Once I get to 12 yards, or if I grab his jersey or eat the cushion, whichever happens sooner, once I hit the 12 yards, I'm going to slam my outside foot. Then I'm going to take off and run right through his inside hand and get him to lock his hips up away from where we're eventually going to end up on a comeback, which is on an outcut. Okay? So as he backpedals, okay? Once I hit 12 yards, I'm going to slam it. I'm going to run right through that inside hand, backpedal, to get him locked up and run away. Once I hit 16 yards, I'm going to start to drop my hips. Once again, accelerate my arms, making them think by body language and visualization that I'm running a post route and keeping it thin and running a deep 8 route. Okay, as I'm dropped to 16 yards, I start accelerating my arms and drop my pads. Keep my body language going deep and start to now peek back at the quarterback. Okay, give the appearance I'm getting ready to catch a ball in a deep post. As I hit 16, drop my hips, start rolling to 18. I'm going to do something called a fish hook. I'm going to just pound my feet in the ground and work right back to 16 yards. Okay, so once again, the top end of the route will be, go ahead and back up, Benny. I'll just do the top end. I'm going to slam it here, get to 16, pound my feet, and fish hook it back to 18 yards, 18 back to 16, catch the ball and get upfield. That's the first look against a soft cover 3 or quarters corner look. All right, this would be 3-4 speed. Don't let them eat the cushion, just playing soft on this one. All right, once again, we're going to punch through, punch slam with our outside foot, and then burst through his inside hand, make him think we're running a post, drop our feet, and push hook it out, 18 back to 16. All right, here we go. Sit, break, slam it, boom, work back. Very good. Notice how he works back downhill. That was excellent. Excellent, great job as far as his vision, making sure the defensive back thought he was running an inside 8 and clearing and creating cushion for the quarterback to make the proper throw. Okay, that's against a soft corner. Let's first go, now let's go against the cover 2 look, okay? We convert that to something we call burst route. Okay, it's very hard to run an outcut or comeback route in that area against a funnel or a jam defender as is a cover 2 corner. So we're going to run something we call a burst route. It's the same conversion we have on a 7 or corner route against a cover 2 corner. Okay, we're going to have him in our stance. Inside foot up. All we're going to do is take one step, and that's a step to just maintain and make sure we know that it's a cover 2 look, because if he bails, we see a lot of defenses that rotate and disguise. If he bails, start to bail, that one step told me now I can stay right back in my route as not 5 route or comeback soft corner. That's going to be the burst fish hook, okay? If I take that one read step and I see a squat corner or cover 2 corner and he doesn't move, I'm now going to run something we call a burst. And it's inside vertical, punch a post, and you're going to run a post corner, get in the same area as if you're running a 7 route. Okay, so it's one step. I see him clouded up or I see him rolled up right there. I'm now going to use something we call a 10 losing 5 release. And it's actually, we're going to be 5 yards from our alignment and 5 yards inside. We want to be in this kind of position. Okay, 5 yards from our alignment, 5 yards depth, and now we want to push vertical. Because normally in a cover 2 look, there's going to be a safety on or near the hash. We want to attack, punch vertical. Okay, so one step, read step, push 5 from 5 from our alignment and depth. Okay, now the vertical stem of the route. I'm going to push vertical. Once I hit 12 yards, now I have to determine where the safety's at. If the safety's hugging the hash mark and it's zone coverage, I want to take one step and get to 25. That's our depth. If the safety's over the top, okay, and he's came off the hash, now I got to punch the post at 12 yards punch review. This is a 5 route against a cover 2 or a squat corner. We're going to take one read step inside, 5 by 5 from where your alignment is. We want to be in this kind of relationship. Now the most important part of the route is the vertical stem. We want that safety to hang vertical. We want to stare him down. Okay, we want to give the impression we're running and clearing out the safety. Once we get vertical, if we already have him by leverage, we don't want to lose leverage on him. If I'm already inside of him, we're going to get the 16, 12 to 16, and you're going to burst it out. If the safety comes over the top, now you got to make a punch to the post to lock the safety up, and then come again once 16 to 20 to 22 to 25 yards on the sideline. All right, we're going to jog through it one time. Okay, jog through it one time, then we'll hustle back and do it one full speed. All right, this is once again a 5 route against the cover 2 rolled corner. One read step, 5x5 vertical, punch the post, and get out 22 to 25 yards. All right, here we go. 3-4 speed, set, break. Once, 5x5 vertical, punch the post, get going. Very good. Very good. Okay, now we're going to do one full speed, and Benny's going to give a good cover 2 look. Normally this is in conjunction with the guy running to the flat. Quarterback's going to read the flat. Benny's going to give us a read as if he's going to jump someone in the flat, and we're going to throw the post corner over the top of his head. All right, Malcolm's going to give a good punch to the post now because the safety came off the hash. All right, now we have to give a good burst or punch to the post. It's a little split a little wider. Okay, quick review. This is an important route. 5x5, vertical. Punch the post to 16. At 16 yards, you got to plant the inside plant, and you accelerate 22 to 25 yards to the sideline. All right, this is usually a 5-step and hitch throw for the quarterback. All right, here we go. Full speed. Set, break, inside. Vertical. Punch the post and go. Very good. Okay, that's a 5 route. 5 route against soft and roll corner. Now, the last we're going to do a 5 route against is against bump and run man coverage. We're going to use this. This changes the entire route. We're going to do this off a streak. This is the old-fashioned comeback where Malcolm now is going to make the defensive back, instead of punching the post, we're going to make him think streak. Okay, and it'll look like this. So inside press, we're going to use that lazy release. Balance my stance up because we do not want him to obstruct the flight line for the quarterback. Set, break, you take off and get running. All right, you got a lot of time to make this happen. You want to bike collision as much as possible. We're going to accelerate to 14 to 16 yards and then burst 18 and then come right back downhill outside. Okay, once you get 5, 10, 15, start accelerating your arms, burst 18, get your eyes and body language, making the defensive back think you're running a streak. You're going to drop your pads, plant your inside foot, kick back to the ball, and work back down to 18, back to 16, catching the ball on a comeback against bump and run man. Some coaching involved, obviously. There's 3 different ways we run this route. This is a good route for us a year ago. This is in conjunction with a 7-step drop by the quarterback. All right, here we go. Inside press man, we're going to just do this one time. Full speed, 3/4 to full speed. Once again, accelerate to 14, boom, burst 18, and drop your pads and come right back down outhill. Okay, watch this kick technique, plant and drive technique. Set, break, lazy release, accelerate to 18, and burst. Very good. All righty, from there, let's go to the 6 route. Okay, Malcolm against 6 route first against zone soft coverage. Anytime you run a crosser route across the middle of the field and you know it's zone coverage, remember our teaching points were find your safety, find your corner. If they don't tell you if it's man or zone, you have to take a look at the linebackers inside. So we're going to always do this off the post move. Once we're going to drive off the ball, we see it zone coverage, soft corner. We're going to accelerate to 12 yards, try and eat the cushion, making it think a streak. Once we hit 12 yards, we're going to plant that outside foot and burst to the post. We're going to burst to 16 yards. Once we hit 16 yards, we're going to plant again on our outside foot and weave across the field. If it's zone coverage, and we see the hole, we'll start pounding our feet, showing the numbers to the quarterback. That means they're starting to settle down and the ball placed, not leading them quite as far. Okay? The only difference is if it's man-to-man, once we hit here, we're not going to slow down crossing that hole. We're going to accelerate like this, not showing our numbers, giving the quarterback the visualization. We're not slowing down. He's got to lead us. Okay, this is the 6 route or dig route against zone coverage. All right, Malcolm, here we go. Let's do one full speed. Once again, this is a conjunction with a 7-step drop by the quarterback. Normally the post over the top or some kind of cross underneath. All right, here we go. Set, break, 12 yards, slam outside foot, bam, and go. Good, very good job showing his numbers back to the quarterback. I knew it was zone. He started to settle down. I didn't lead him quite as far. Okay, let's go against cover 2. Okay, got an outside technique corner. Now we're going to make it look just like the route we showed you, the burst route. We're in inside release 5x5. Okay, now we want to give that safety the same exact stem as if we're running a post corner route. Okay, we're going to push vertical to 12. Once we hit 12, we want that safety in the corner to think we're coming back out running the corner route. Once he hits 12, he's going to make a slight punch to the post. At 16 yards. At 16 yards, he's going to plant his outside foot in zone coverage. He's going to come across, find a window, pound his feet, and get up and inside. Okay? We run the sister route to this is the post corner route, or the burst route, which we talked about, the conversion off of cover 2. All right, here we go. Okay, this is a 6 route or square in against cover 2. We're going to make it look exactly like a burst route or corner route. Set, break, inside, vertical, punch a post, come across. Great job settling down, knowing it was zone coverage. And hustle back here. Let's get right into bump and run man, Malcolm. Okay, everything stays very similar except for we stay on the move because it's man coverage. All right, we're going to go an in, out, in, release. We're going to inside, punch, outside, work vertical, stay upfield, punch the post, and stay on the move. This is bump and run man, 6 route. All right, here we go, 3-4 speed. Set, break, in, out, in, go. Lean up, punch. Okay, the next group and final group of routes we're going to discuss with you today are vertical stretch routes, the 7, 8, and 9 routes in our route tree. The 7 being the post corner route, the 8 being the post, and the 9 being a streak. Our 7 route, first of all, against soft coverage. Malcolm will be our receiver. Benny will be our defensive back. Anytime you see a quarters look or a cover 3 outside leverage defense, this is a harder route to run. We convert this thing, and we tell our receiver at 12 yards, it's a 12 to 16-yard breaking point. At 12 yards, we're going to punch through the inside hand of the defensive back and get him to lock up and work to the post area, okay? If you lose leverage, we do not want to lose much leverage, so we use a tight weave. I'm pushing off. Once I get to 12 yards, Benny's slightly outside and soft. Okay, once I hit 12 yards, I'm going to punch the post, but I'm going to use a tight weave. I'm going to slant outside leg. I'm going to accelerate post. Okay, once I hit the 16 yards, I'm going to start to drop my pads and then accelerate out and lose ground and flatten out my corner route, not getting your 22 to 25-yard depth because you have to flatten it out against an outside leverage corner. Okay? This route is primarily used against versus a man coverage technique or a cover 2 look, but it's not a bad route against cover 3 or quarters if you can get that corner lock up and turn and run to the post area. Okay, Malcolm's going to do that against just its cover 3 look, against the soft corner, but he's slightly outside leverage. At 12 yards, we're going to slam our outside leg, using tight weave technique and our body language and eye focus. Everything's going deep, and then we're going to drop our pads and accelerate out, flattening out our route, only getting a depth about 20 to 22 yards. All right, 12 to 16 to 20 to 22. All right, here we go. Set, break, getting 12 yards, punch right through his inside hand, come on out of it. Very good. Notice that route took more shape as if it was more of an outcut because of the outside leverage technique by the corner being played there. All right, against cover 2, we discussed this earlier. This is the same exact technique that we used on the 5 route, and Malcolm is just going to want to run it one time just to review with you. Okay, it's going to be a 5x5 inside release. We want it up 5 yards from the stem, 5 yards deep, push vertical to 12, punch the post, getting depth to 22 to 25 yards on the sideline. All right, here we go. Set, go, 1 step. Vertical, punch a post, and get going. Okay? That's a 7 route against cover 2. And finally, here's where the coaching comes in, and we're going to have to spend some time on it. All right, against inside press. Okay, against inside press, this is the route where we had great success. Malcolm had a great year with us catching the ball on these routes right here. Anytime you have inside press, the thing that receivers have a tendency, they want to just release outside. What happens here, if he just releases outside, now he's out of position. That quarterback, you have very limited space to work with throwing a post-corner route on the boundary. So what we want to do is inside press. We want to do something called too hard inside. No in, out, in. We're just going to take off inside right now. We're trying to get, excuse me, defensive back to react inside to close him down. Okay, this is where you got to have strong hands. We want to throw him by. Come on in here, Benny. Okay, so I got inside press. I'm running post corner. We want to take attack inside to get him over play inside. Boom, boom. He comes inside. I'm going to take him, and I'm going to try to snatch him with my inside hand. I'm going to take him and try to pull him right here. And now I'm in position where we want to be with the defensive back trailing with us. And we're going to punch a post, and now the quarterback can lay it out over the top to run the 7 route against inside press man. So quick review with you real fast. Okay, bounce my stance up against bumper run. Boom, inside. 1-2 hard inside. I'm going to try to snatch him. Pull him right behind me. I'm going to get vertical. Once I get to 12, now this is critical. I'm going to plant my outside leg and get everything focused as if I'm running a post route. That includes my eyes. I'm going to turn back to the quarterback as if the ball's in the air. I get the 12. Wham! Now this is critical for the quarterback to know to throw this on time. I'm going to take 3 big steps to the post. 1, 2, and 3. Okay? Then I'm going to weave it back out, and the ball will be dropped out 25 to 27 yards deep against bump and run man, where we beat him over the top. Okay, here we go. 7 route against inside press, bump and run. Hard 1-2 inside, try to snatch him, and you run it off the post move. Once again, watch Malcolm's mechanics selling it as we're going deep. Eyes and body language. Set, break, boom. Get vertical, punch a post. Very good. Very good. Excellent route. Excellent route. That was probably his best route for us throughout the course of the year. Okay, that's an inside press, bump and run 7 route against inside press, bump man. Okay, we're going to finish up with our 8 route. Okay, our 8 is simply our post, and this is the first ball against soft. We're going to have to hustle back and forth. All I want you to do is this is a vertical with speed release, and we run a thin post. Always let the ball take you inside. On a streak route, we're trying to be 44 yards deep, 4 yards from the boundary. On a post route, we're trying to be 44 yards deep on your upright. And all we're going to do is eat the cushion as much as you can. If you have to make the breaking point on this, depends on how soft he plays it. If he plays you at 20 yards soft, once you get to 16, 18, you have to go. But you go until you get to eat the cushion. If you eat the cushion at 8 yards, then you slip inside and you go and you keep it thin. Okay, never run away from the defensive back. Keep it thin so you keep him in a trail position. You never want to take an angle like this where you can close back over the top. All right, one time, Malcolm, and then we'll do it against bump and run man. All right, soft coverage, this is an 8 or a post route. Eat the cushion, grab his jersey, slip inside. You're going to attack his outside hand and slip inside and outrun the defender to your upright. Set, break, full speed. Get up on him, attack his outside hand, and go. All righty. Okay, our final route of the day will be the 9 or streak route. And we're going to work that first of all against cover 2 and then finish against bump and run. The secret to this route is this is also a time. This is a 5-step and a hitch throw for the quarterback. And our aiming point for the receiver and for the quarterback against a normal defense, we're trying to drop that ball 44 yards deep, 4 yards from the boundary. So the receiver and quarterback have to be on the same page. Receiver has to first defeat the defender, but then he has to also get near that location on the field because, once again, the quarterback, he's playing on a 5-step hitch, and he's going to launch it and try to drop it in a bucket 44 yards deep, 4 yards from the boundary. All right, the first look, though, against cover 2. Okay, we got outside. Benny's going to be about 4 or 5 yards off him, slightly outside. We're going to use like we did on the fade in our 3-step game. We're going to aim 4 yards outside and call this a best release. Malcolm's going to aim to this location. Our objective is to get outside the numbers 44 yards deep. But against cover 2, the quarterback and the receiver have to be on the same page. A lot of times you won't get that. But what you need to do is aim, first of all, against a soft shoulder. He's going to take it and accelerate, and the quarterback's going to drive the ball in the hole. Okay? Second, we'll come back with a hard shoulder. He's going to redirect, get his width back, and get in the hole as fast as he can. Quarterback's technique changes against a soft corner. It's more of an arcing throw. Anytime you face a 2-deep defense, he's going to try to smoke it in the hole without much arc on it and more velocity, trying to drive him in the hole. All right, here we go. This first will be a soft shoulder. This will be a 9-route or streak route against a cover 2 look soft shoulder. Set, break, aim 4 yards outside, take it. Quarterback smokes it in the hole. Okay, we'll come right back. The next look will be a cover 2 corner with a hard release or hard shoulder. Hard jam where now he's going to overreact, even cross over and not let you outside. Malcolm will slip back inside and get his width back as fast as possible and get in the hole. This is a 9 route against cover 2 where the corner overreacts. All right, here we go. Set, hit, overreact, slip inside, boom, get your width back. Very good. And then final, the last route of the day will be the 9 route against bump and run man. Okay, our whole objective here at Notre Dame is to keep the defender at the line of scrimmage. And what I mean by that is we're going to attack and try to keep the defensive back. We're not going to just try to outrun the guy. And what I mean by this, we're going to keep, if Benny's our defensive back and we have a streak call, we're trying to hit the ball hard downfield. I'd rather it be a shorter throw and we lose a defender at the line of scrimmage than you just take off running and you're in this kind of situation where it's got to be a perfect throw and almost a 0 chance probability of that ball being completed. Okay? The way we keep them at the line of scrimmage, we're going to use something in and out release with a grab and pull. So I'm going to just take that short step outside. I'm going to punch hard inside, get him to try to think I'm going back inside. If I did a good job with my footwork, the only way he's going to stop me is by putting that arm up. I'm going to slap. I'm going to grab whatever I can. I'm going to try to pull through and use it as leverage to get by the defensive back and pull myself into the route, okay? Two things we do by grabbing. If I grab and get in and I can, first of all, it's hard for him to recover. I can do a great job on the release. I let go. If that guy's faster than me, he eventually on a deep route can close that cushion and cover me, okay? If I do a great job and I hang on to that shirt and yank it, and I do right here, try to recover, Benny. It's hard for him to recover this way. It's hard to recover, and I kept him in a trail position where I'm going to try to outrun him now, and plus I got him in my hip pocket where he wanted to be in a 9 route against bump and run man. Okay, so out and out release, grab him, pull, snatch him, try to get him in your hip pocket, and you're going to run, stay vertical, push vertical, and then fade to the ball. Okay, so push vertical, then fade to outside the numbers. Take a little bit wider split. Okay, last route of the day. This is a 9 route against inside press man. Out and out release, grab him, pull, snatch him, vertical, and fade to the ball. Bring it over your left shoulder to catch the ball. Set, break. Fade to the ball. Okay, very good. Coaches, I want to thank you today for spending the afternoon with us and learning, first of all, receiver fundamentals and then route technique. It's been our pleasure, and once again, I enjoyed having you on the Notre Dame campus and working with Malcolm Johnson and going through the entire progression we teach receivers to become the complete receiver. Once again, thank you very much.